So on page 48, we officially have Unit 8 beginning, and they introduce us to the C chord. So a chord is simply 3 notes played at the same time. And there's a bunch of different types of chords. We don't got to worry about that right now. Good one to start with though is C chord. And they say the C chord is made up of 3 tones that build up in thirds from C. So we've kind of talked about some of those intervals in past units, but they can review that if they need to. So C to E is a third, E to G is a third. We stack those thirds, boom, we get a chord. And that's the chord we're gonna hang out on for a little bit here. So for this warm-up, they're kind of clever. I like the way they do this. They have us set up what I would call the shell. So 1 and 5 first, then work that 3 in there. That's a little easier than just shooting for all 3 notes at the same time, even though that's, obviously what we want to be able to do eventually. But yeah, that'll get them warmed up for this. So I'm gonna go ahead and play that warm-up there. Now that I'm looking at it, they don't have it written as a grand staff, so really they should probably do the right hand by itself and the left hand by itself. But if they want to go for the hands together, great. It's the same idea. And they're saying we can move up an octave and down an octave and just kind of find different C chords and where these lie on the piano there. So the more they play, they'll get used to seeing that. So here's the blocked chord study, that middle exercise there. They're saying it, they're kind of trying to remind us 1, 3, and 5, where are these going? That would be C, E, and G. And that's for both hands. So we're in that same C position we're used to. We're just learning how to play these chords now, these 3-note blocks at a time. So here, I'll go ahead and play this one. There you go. Pretty easy stuff. And then the last thing they're showing us on this page 30 here is that we can make these chord shapes, but then we can break them. We call it a broken chord, which is when we're just kind of playing the notes individually. There's a bunch of different ways to break a chord, right? But in this case, we're doing like a rolling motion through the chord. So here, I'll go ahead and play this, the broken chord study. 3, 4 here. Okay, they had that little left-hand crossover at the end, so look out for that. But that's nothing new. That's it for that one. They might want to hang out on this page a little bit just to wrap their head around these chords. And then they're kind of asking at the bottom, hey, what about a G chord? What might that be? Hint, hint, it's kind of the same thing. We're just planting our pinky on G and making the same shape. So if they could figure some of that out, that'd be great. But they'll get to it later in the books anyways. So all right, on to the next one.